Welcome students, welcome to the second part of my video. Civics, Standard 8, Union Executive. As we all know that in the previous chapters we have learned all about Parliament, we have learned about Lok Sabha, we have spoken more about Rajya Sabha. Then when we speak about the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, you require somebody to maneuver the things here in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, so you require executives. And today's, in the first part, I have focused on the executives. Who are the executives? And as I told you before, I spoke about the union government. I spoke about the head of the state, that is the president. Under him, there is legislature and executive. Under legislature, I spoke about Lok Sabha. I spoke about Rajya Sabha. Under executive, I am speaking about Prime Minister, more about Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. And as said before, that the President is just a nominal head or a constitutional head, but the real power lies with the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. The provisions laid down in the Constitution in such a way that the President is just a nominal head, but the real power is with the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. And we have also seen in the first part that the President's office is the highest honor and of prestige. He is just a nominal head and he is elected by the electoral college. Once he is elected as a president, he remains in office for 5 years. Then we also saw what are the qualifications required to become a president. He or she should be a citizen of India. He or she should complete 35 years of age. He or she should not be insane. He or she should not be a bankrupt. Now, my dear students, we also saw what are the powers of the president. The powers of the president is he can summon the meeting of the parliament. He can send messages to both the houses. He can dissolve the parliament on or before the tenure. Any bill is passed, the bill becomes a law once he signs it. President also appoints the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. The President appoints the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court. He also appoints the governors of the state, the Chief Election Commissioner, and other important officers. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces. He takes the decision whether to fight the war or maintain peace with other country. Then we also saw that the the President declares emergencies. There are 3 kinds of emergencies. One, national emergency during war. Then state emergency. If the law and order is not okay in state, the President rules come in. And the financial emergencies. In the previous part, we also saw Prime Minister, he is the leader of a group, he is the head, and he leads the group, or he is a captain. And if the group fails, the council of minister and the captain has to resign. We could also see what are the functions of the prime minister. He decides who are the colleagues who has to work along with him. Then he decides the portfolios. In every council of ministers meeting, he heads, or he is the chairperson. He allocates portfolios, and he is a person who has to raise the image of the country in the international arena, who has to be a person who has to give a favorable opinion globally. He has to win the trust of the people, and he has to support the people who are the victims of any disaster. It may be man-made or it may be natural. Now, my dear students, in this second part we will see what are the functions of the Council of Ministers. The functions of the Council of Ministers is very simple. Lawmaking process. The schemes and the policies have to be implemented. They have to be drafted. They have to be discussed. And after discussion, they have to come to a conclusion, or they have to take a decision. Second thing, those related to education, agriculture, industry, health, foreign relation. The Council of Ministers has to decide specific policies on which directions they have to work, and the Parliament needs to take into confidence regarding that policies, and the minister of the respective departments lay their policy plan in the House to bring about discussion. Then the last work, which is very important, that is implementation of policy, is the foremost responsibility of the Council of Ministers. Once the Parliament approves the law, the Council of Ministers implements them. Now, we may have a question in our mind. Do these executives work according to their whims and fancies? Are they doing, or are they going according to their own will? That question may arise in your mind. And the answer to this question is no. They cannot go according to their own whims and fancies. They have to go according to the Constitution, what is laid down in the Constitution. And they have to look after the welfare of the masses, whatever the policies they make, whatever the policies they implement. Now, how do the Parliament keep a check on these executives? The first way is through discussions and debates. Debates and discussions among the members of the House is an integral part of the lawmaking. These debates and discussions help the members to scrutinize the policies, proposals, and law. They point out the shortcomings. These discussions are essential for the creation of healthy law. The second forum is the question hour. The ministers, they are just not heard. They are just not being, accepted. There are question hours. If the opposition is not satisfied, they are not satisfied, they will pose question during the question hour, and the minister have to give the convincing answer to these questions. Now, if they are not convinced, if the opposition is not convinced, they can walk out of the House. and they can walk out by giving slogans, by saying slogans against the government. Then there is called a session called 0 hour. During this parliamentary session, this is a very important, and it takes place at 12 noon. It is called 0 hour. And during the 0 hour, they can pose questions or they can take for discussion the public importance, and they can raise the question and they can discuss it. And the most important thing, no confidence motion. If the government, they can stay in office till they enjoy the majority in the Lok Sabha. If the members of the parliament withdraws the support, it may lead to the loss of majority and the government cannot stay in power. And the members of the house can move no confidence motion by simply expressing, we do not have confidence in the government. And if the motion is passed, then the majority support, then the Council of Ministers has to resign. Thus, I would like to conclude the lesson by saying that whether it is President, whether it's the Prime Minister, whether it's the Council of Ministers, they stay in office till they enjoy the confidence. If there is no confidence motion, they are removed from the power. Thus, I say, executive play an important role in the parliament, but they remain in office till they enjoy the confidence. Thank you, my dear students. Students, I request you, if you like the video, please like it. If you have not subscribed it, subscribe it, and also share it with your friends. Thank you, and I wish you all the best.